So my passion has always been and will always be giving a voice to everyone. And Marjorie Aunos is one of the most inspiring people that I've met recently. And she's about to give an amazing speech up in Canada, and we connected. Marjorie, your message is so inspirational. I wanted to share it with people. Tell us what your message is.
My message is really to life is challenging. Life brings in, a lot of different hurdles, but really at the end or at the core of it, it's really when you have like a goal, a passion, a focus point in terms of like something you really want to achieve, then things become clearer. And so your purpose, but also sort of what you need to do to achieve that purpose then becomes very clear.
Take me back to the accident that left you in a wheelchair.
Okay, so I was going to work. It's winter time in Canada. I had spent about 5 days with my family up north. Very happy 5 days, a lot of fun. And so I was in my car going to work, and out of the blue, my car just swayed. I probably hit black ice, and it was just the wrong timing because as my car swayed, there was a truck up ahead. So the truck was much bigger. There was a collision. And that's it. And like right before impact, it was very, very surreal actually, because I'm sure it lasted a couple of seconds, no longer than that, but I knew I was gonna die. Like I had seen the truck. I knew it was my end. And at first I was sort of angry because my family had grieved another family member just recently. And so I was angry for, sort of being the next death that they would have to face. And then I was like, hey, I spent like 5 days and they were like beautiful days and happy and loving. And so I thought, you know what, for me, it's actually a good day to die. I wish I could have a couple of more days, but the last days that I had spent were beautiful. But then I thought of my son. I decided to have my son as a single parent. And so Thomas doesn't have a dad. And I realized that if I died, he would be an orphan. And I hadn't done all of this for him to be an orphan. I had made a promise to him that I would be there and that I would guide him. And so right before the impact, I asked God to live. I needed to be here for him. So I asked to live, and then I lost consciousness, and there was a collision. And I remember when I woke up that actually I heard my cousin's voice in my ear telling me to wake up. And my cousin is the person who had died about a year before. And to me, so it was very surreal. It was like, she was telling me, you can't die. You can't join me. You need to do and be there for our family. And so I opened my eyes and I couldn't see much and I couldn't hear, but I felt sort of overwhelmed by my environment. It was very surreal in terms of like My sensations were all skewed. And I can feel my legs as marshmallows. Thought it was a bit of a weird feeling. And then as I continued sort of my diagnosis, I realized that I couldn't feel my arms. And only I couldn't feel my arms. I actually couldn't move them. And so in my head I went, no, I asked to live, but I asked to live like before. I didn't ask to live like someone who would not be able to use her legs or her arms. Are you kidding me? I was like, you're taking everything? So you give me back my life, but you take everything else? And so I asked and I pleaded and I said, please God, you have to give me back my arms so that I can hug him. Please God, you have to give me back my arms so I can take care of him. Please God, I promise you, if you give me back my arms, I'll be okay. I'll make sure I'm okay. And at that moment, I felt tingling in my fingers.
Wow.
And I felt I could move them. And then I went, stop moving. Because you got them back, you don't want to lose them again.
So inspirational about this is, especially in the time that we're living in today, is appreciating simple things like moving your arms. But in your case, this message, which will be on big stages everywhere, I really believe that, is finding your purpose.
Yes.
You found your purpose in your son.
Yeah.
And you fought to be here. And you're here. And you're here to share your story. And I cannot wait until people hear it.
Thank you.